Hello everyone and welcome back to CasaCloud. Have you ever wondered where your container image leave before they get deployed to the cloud? Let's talk about ACR, that is Azure Container Registry, your private Docker hub in Azure. Azure Container Registry is a fully managed private container image registry by Microsoft Azure. It lets you store, build, manage and replicate Docker container images and artifacts right next to your cloud workloads. So the question that I asked myself is why to use the Azure Container Registry? I already have other solutions in the market like Docker Hub and GitHub Container Registries. So there are three strong reasons why to use the Azure Container Registry. The first one is security. Azure Container Registries are private and the access is controlled by the Azure RBAC. Second reason is speed. It is locally hosted, hence the pull of the images and the push of the images will be faster when we are trying to pull and push through the AKS, which is already hosted in the cloud. And the third reason is geo-replication, that is sync across the region for the global availability. So let's break down few core concepts really quick. At the top level, we have the registry, a container warehouse like myregistry.azurecr.io, where all my images will live. Inside that, we have the repository. A repository is a folder where all my images will live for a particular microservice. Let's consider I have the account microservice, then my repository will be accounts. Inside that, we'll have images. My account repository will have the name of the image like account, and then we have the tag. Usually we start with the tag v1 or 0.0.1. So that is the tag. And last is digest, which is a cryptographic version of the image. Let's start our demo now. We are at the CasaCloud GitHub and we are going through the Azure repository. Inside this, we have the Azure Container Registry. This is where we are following today. If you want to pull this Azure Container Registry in your local machine, then you can just go copy this HTTPS. You need to have GitHub installed in your system. Go to your IDE, whichever is your favorite IDE, and then do git clone and paste and press enter, and you will get the entire source code here with the readme files. Okay, so once you have pulled, then second thing we need to do is az login, and we need to make sure that we are logged in to a subscription with the owner account 1. Okay, so if I do az account show who I am, okay, I'm with this particular user. Okay, perfect. So let's go through the documentation that we have. Azure Container Registry. First, we need a resource group to be created in which we'll be creating that Azure Container Registry. So let's see if we have that resource group created, that is CasaCloud RG1. I have this resource group created. You'll definitely not have this particular resource group. So let's rerun that particular command, which is az group create minus location is US and the name of the resource group. Okay, we'll do this and press enter. Because in my case it is already created, it will just showcase that it is created and provisioned successfully. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll try to create the Azure Container Registry. The command is az acr create. We need to provide the resource group that is given here, the CasaCloud RG1. The name of my registry is casa-acr01 and the SKU is standard. There are three SKUs that are offered: basic, standard, and third one is the premium one. We'll go through it, what are the differences and when you should use which particular SKU. Okay, we'll go through this in this particular video only. Then we have the location. So the location is East US. Usually this is same as of the resource group location. Okay. Now let's try to create this particular container registry. Once this is created, then we should see a particular new resource inside that particular resource group, and we'll be able to log into that particular container registry. Okay, it is there. Let's do AZACR list. Now should I be able to see? Yes, I'm able to see. Let's do -o table. Okay, so I can see that a new ACR is created. Let's see this in the UI as well. Previously I didn't had anything in this particular resource group. If I refresh, I do have here Casa ACR 01. Okay, so now I have the registry created. As I told you, the top level content is the registry, that is this container registry. Inside the registry we have repository. So we have a section called as repositories here, but do I have the repository right now here? There is no repository. Let's go back to our documentation. Okay, let's talk about the RBAC roles. We have the multiple RBAC roles offered by the Azure RBAC for this ACR. One RBAC is ACR pull to pull the images. Second is ACR push to push the images inside the ACR. Third is ACR delete. Where can I find this particular thing? If I go here in the IAM roles and go to role, here if I just do ACR, I should be able to see the ACR delete, ACR pull and ACR push. Okay, these are the three ones. Okay, and if I see the details of which particular permission it gives, so right now this is the delete one. So you can see the permission name is Microsoft.Container Registry, which is the provider, registry/artifact/delete. So if a person is having this particular access, then he'll be able to delete the ACR. So same is for the ACR pull and ACR push. Okay, I hope you understand now. Okay, so let's go back to the table. We have three different permissions: can login, can push and can pull images. ACR pull can log in, everyone can log in out of 4, but ACR pull can pull images. ACR push can do all three things. ACR delete can only log in and can delete, and the owner can do all the things. Okay, then typical use cases. When should I have the ACR push, pull and contributor role? If I am giving this particular access to a service principal or UAMI, which is attached to my CI/CD pipeline, and it has to do the work of creation of an image and push it to the ACR, then he should have the ACR push access or this particular role. Runtime services like pull, who will be pulling? This role should be present to the SP or UAMI which is attached to Kubernetes, because it has to only pull the images. Kubernetes will never push the image to the ACR. Okay, and then the admin who will be managing the registry will have a contributor access. Okay, so I hope now you understand the RBACs which are offered by Azure and how do we control the accesses. Let's go and log into the ACR. What is the command? AZACR login -- name, the name of the registry. What is this name? The name of the registry here that we have in the overview. So here we have in the overview container registry name, right? So this is what we are giving. It is required for doing my Docker login. So by this command, once I am logged in, my Docker will know what is this particular registry, where it is present, and it will take my accesses which are offered by the Azure RBAC, and it will try to push and pull with that particular access. But before that, we need to log in. So usually the command was Docker login for other registries. Here we have the AZACR login. So what it is saying? It is saying Docker is currently not running. Okay, so I need to start Docker app. in my system. So right now the Docker desktop only have one image. This image we have created during the demo of the Docker file of the microservice, Node.js microservice. Okay, so we'll be reusing this particular image only. Let's go back. And now let's try AZACR login -- name casa-acr01. If the login is successful, it will just say login success. Let it allow. Okay, the login is succeeded right now. Let's go back. Okay, so next important thing is we need to get the login server details, that is the URL of the ACR. The URL looks like this: casa01.azure.cr.io. Okay, the command is AZACR show name query login server -- output tsv. So this will give me the URL. How do we see this from the UI? Let's see. Here you see the login server details. So this is the exact DNS that we were talking about, which we have printed here. Why it is required? Because after we get this particular DNS, we need to re-tag our images that we already have to a tag related to this particular registry DNS. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see the image that we have, image ls. Do I have this image? Docker image ls. Yes, I have this particular image, but right now the image name is CasaCloud / Node.js template and the tag is v1.0.0. Let's do docker tag casa node template, the name of the image, the one that I need to retag this one to the new name. What is the new name of this? This one / my node template, which is my image name, and then I can give the same version again. Okay, I can give the same version. What I'm doing, docker tag, I'm creating a new image. Okay, or I'm reusing the same image with a different tag now, and the new tag will be pointing to the new ACR that we are utilizing. Okay, once this is done, if I do docker image list now you can see we have two images here. Actually it is only same image, but we have just re-tagged it. Let's see what we have done. Docker tag this is the particular command that we have used, and we can see these two images. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll be pushing it to Docker Hub. Let's do docker push, because we have already done the docker login. This docker push this colon the name of the image colon the tag name is very important while we push it. Okay, so this command docker push will be pushing our image with that particular tag to the Azure Container Registry. Once this is pushed, then we should be able to see this inside the Azure Container Registry repository section. Here right now I don't have anything. Let's see here. Okay, push is completed. Once the push is completed, now I can see here, you see Node.js template, and I have the details. I have this v100 and this is the digest, which is the cryptomatic details of this particular image. Okay, we have pushed the image. Now do AZACR repository list -- name. This is to get the list of the repositories already present in the registry. Let's do clear list. Am I able to see the repository which is just created? Yes, I'm able to see that. So this is how we see it, and then should be able to see more details about this as well. This is AZACR repository show. The show will always show you more details that we cannot see in the list section. In the list section, we'll see only the list of all the repositories that we have. Show will give you more details about a particular repository that we have. So here I'm asking, is it ACR repository show name in this particular registry, and the repository name is Node.js template that we have. So we should have more details on this. Okay, so these are the details where it is telling me few of the attributes, that is delete enabled, list enabled, read and write enabled, and then with few of the creation and updation details, we already have the tag count. But is it giving me the tag detail? No, it is not giving the tag detail. It is just telling me that there is only one tag available for this image. What will you do if you want to list all the tags for this particular registry? Then we'll use this particular command, that is AZACR repository show tag -- name casa-acr01, which is the registry name and the repository name. This command will show you all the tags available for this particular repository. Okay, so yes, it's an array and we only have one tag right now, which is fair enough. We only have one, right? Just to demonstrate, let's create another tag. Okay, so how do we create another tag? We have just created a tag, right, using the docker tag command. What we have done in this, we took the Node.js template and tagged it to version v1.0.0. Now let's create a new tag with v1.0.1. What will this do? It will create another Docker image list. Now we can see we have another tag here, which is template v10.1. okay, and let's push this one, docker push, and this was our push command for v1.0.0. here I'm just changing it to 0.1. and now if we push this particular thing, we should be very confident that with AZ repository tag list show command, what we'll do is, now we should expect both the tags that we have. Yeah, now we have both the tags 0.0 and 0.1. Let's validate this in the UI as well. Let's go to tags list and refresh. Now we can see we have both the tags available for this particular image. Perfect. So it is like creating another tag and validating it. Now let's try to delete a particular tag. For deleting a tag, let's suppose as a developer, I do not want a particular tag to utilize. I should be able to delete it. In the ACR term, it is untag. So the command is AZACR repository untag, and then I need to give the registry name and then the image name and the tag, which the particular tag that I wish to delete. So instead of delete, we call it untag here. Okay, let's see. If we do untag of version v1.0.1, which we have just created and pushed, okay, it is successful. And now let's go and see the tags again. Now I should see only one tag, which is 0.1. Yes, it is only one tag. So this is how we just delete a particular tag if we require to delete it. Okay, then I need to delete the entire repository. Repository is, what is the name of the repository? It is Node.js template, this particular repository. Let's consider now I do not want this particular microservice to exist. Okay, it is decommissioned or something and I want to delete. So in that case, I'll be deleting the repository, the entire repository and all its tags. Okay, this is a very powerful command. It will not only delete one tag, but all the tags it will be deleting. So is it ACR repository delete -n casa-acr01, the name of the registry, and the repository name, which is Node.js template. If I do this, I'll be able to delete the entire repository, but this action is not revertible. Once this is deleted, it is confirmed deleted. Okay, that's why it is giving me a warning as well. Are you sure you want to delete the repository and all the images under it? If you are confident, then press Y and press enter. Then it will delete the entire repository for you. Okay. I hope now you understand what are the different commands for the ACR. How do we log in? How do we push the image? How do we push a particular tag? How do we remove a tag? And then how do we destroy the entire repository? Okay. So next is the pricing SKU. What are the SKUs that are available? In the start, when we were trying to create this particular ACR, here we said the SKU and we used the standard SKU, right? So what is the standard SKU and what it offers? And what are the other options that we have? We have three options: basic, standard and premium. So the basic offers you 10 GB, standard offers you 100 GB of storage, and premium is 500 GB. Then we have the webhooks. Webhooks are required for the automation activities. Like I want to do some kind of activity once a person pushes a particular image. Maybe I need to pull that and push to the Kubernetes service. That is a webhook. Otherwise, once a particular image is deleted, I want to maybe notify a particular team that this image is deleted. Again, that is webhook. So for all the automation things, we need webhook, and there are very limited number of webhooks offered in the basic. Standard, it is okay. 10 is kind of fair number, but if you are going through the enterprise, then it is a big one, right? Okay. Then comes the pricing. The pricings are per month around $5, $20 or $70. The premium is definitely expensive. How do you see the pricing for region based? You need to go to this particular website, which is the Azure pricing. In this, we'll be selecting the region, whichever is your closest region where you are working. In that particular region, you will be able to see the cost offered and the supports those are offered. But roughly speaking, it will eventually come with the range of what we were discussing. This is less than $10 for basic, around $20 to $25 for standard, and around $70 to $100 for the premium. Okay. So which one you should consider, basic, standard or premium? For the entry level, of course, if you are just learning, you will just take the basic one. Standard one is for a limited size company if you're having. Then a standard is a balanced one. And if you have an enterprise company or you want the geo distribution system, then you need to definitely consider the premium SKU. So this is all I wanted to share to you about the Azure ACR. Thank you so much for watching this particular video. Please practice yourself, create the ACR, try to push the images into it and do your own practice. Because after this, we'll be pulling these images in the AKS. Okay. So for that, make sure that you have learned and practiced up till now. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.